Hello all you super players out there. Before I start the deck profile, I want to remind everyone that subscribing and hitting the bell enters you into a drawing for a free box of Assault of the Saiyans, so please do that and help grow the channel. Without further ado, here is Hercule Universe 6. So the Hercule leader, basically he's 5,000 points weaker than all the other leaders, but during his battle, once per battle, if there's a card in your combo area, you can draw one card and then negate the skill for the duration of the turn. So basically what that means is whenever he fights anybody, you get to draw a card if you combo a card. His Awaken also draws 3 cards as opposed to the normal 2, and he has the same effects on his other side. So basically what this allows you to do is draw a bunch of extra cards when you combo with cards, and he benefits greatly from having 10k combos to combo with because you basically get a free defense every time. How this deck works, you use Champa and Vados Gracious Aid. So what this has is a rival blue-yellow for 1 yellow, and you can reduce the combo cost of all blue and yellow Universe 6 cards in your hand by 1. So this gives you a bunch of free 10k combos to use, which Hercule gets to draw a card off of. So basically, it's a lot like the old Hercule deck, but instead of just having 8 pseudo super combos, you get to have all of your 10Ks in your deck become pseudo super combos. You get to draw a card and their 10K for free. It also has the effect of if it's removed from the battle area by your opponent's skill, you could choose one card in your hand to place in the drop area. If you do, instead of leaving the battle area, it's shifted to rest mode, and you can choose one of your opponent's energy and switch it to rest mode. So it's very, very difficult to get rid of once you get out there. You just leave it in active mode, and unless your opponent has some way to attack it, attack standing battle cards, there's no real easy way to get rid of it. So you're going to want to try and get this out as soon as possible and just reap all the free draws from your Hercule leader. So for 1 drops, we got Kale Timid Sister. Kale and Khalifa form the basis of the deck in terms of how you win. This can't be KO'd by your opponent's card skills, and when you play it, you can choose one blue or yellow Universe 6 in your drop area, energy cost 3 or more, and add it to your hand. So you can use this to either get back your Champa Vados or to get back either of your Awakened Sisters. Khalifa the Bold Sister is a 1-drop, can't be KO'd by your opponent's skills, and when you play it, look at the top 5 cards from your deck, choose one or blue or yellow Universe 6, and add it to your hand. This just tutors out pretty much anything you need. It's how you get Champa Vados to your hand. It can get either of the Awakened Sisters. It can get your Champa the Trickster, which is very beneficial to the deck. It can pretty much tutor out almost any battle card in your deck. We got our 2 super combos, top of his game Son Gohan and future martial artist Son Goku. One of the cool things about playing a World Martial Arts Tournament leader is their super combos aren't colored. You can use any of the super combos with any leader. So we can still play blue and yellow super combos while playing a red leader, which is really important because we have multiple rivals in the deck, which means we need to combo both blue and yellow, and you could still do that while using super combos. For negates, we have 2 Whis Coercion, 2 Flying Nimbus. Using the red color negates that work for free don't really work super well in this deck. You kind of just want basic strong negates. Flying Nimbus works good against any go wide deck, and Whis Coercion works against any narrow deck, so we play 2 of each. Kaba Saiyan of Universe 6. So when you play this card, look at the top 7 cards from your deck, choose 2 blue or yellow Universe 6 cards, add them to your hand, and discard a card. His other effect involves Planet Saldala, and we're not playing Planet Saldala in this deck, so it doesn't do anything for us. He's basically just a card to help you tutor out all the stuff you need. The deck needs very specific cards to run, so he helps you get there. 2 Khalifa Troublemaker of Universe 6. So when you play this card, you could choose one card in your life, add it to your hand. If you do, choose up to one of your opponent's energy and switch it to rest mode. So this kind of has a twofold use. 1, it allows you to awaken if you're at 5, which is something we wanted in the deck. Also, it allows you to rest one of your opponent's energy, which is very useful if your opponent has, say, 1 energy untapped and they're counting on a Whis Coercion or a Dimension barrier to stop your attacks. It can go ahead and tap them out. 1 Vegeta and Kama Master Pupil Bond. This card has Barrier and Aegis Blue-Yellow. When you activate Aegis, you can choose one card for hand to place in the drop area. If you do, choose one blue or yellow Universe 6 card, in your drop area, energy cost 2 or less, no keyword skills, and play that card. So basically, it allows you to play Khalifa to tap an energy, or Khalifa or Kaba to grab back whatever you need. We play it as a one of. It's a dual color card, which helps with Arrival. It's a Universe 6 10k, which helps with our overall strategy. And it has Barrier, which is very useful sometimes. So we just kind of play it as a one of. Undying Spirit, Son Gohan. This is one of the two counter plays that we play. This one gets one less cost if there's a multicolored in your energy, which there pretty much always will be with this deck. When you play it, you can choose one of your opponent's battle cards, energy cost 4 or less, return it to the hand. Then if your opponent's turn, choose up to one of your energy, blue energy, and switch it to active mode. This is just kind of a little splash where if we need to keep one of our energy active and we only have 2, we still have a counterplay we can use, unlike Champa, which will tap us out. Speaking of Champa, he is also a counterplay that goes down to 2 if we have a multicolor energy. When you play this card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring Barrier, switch it to rest mode, then draw one card if it's your opponent's turn. This is how we beat cards like Kaioken Goku, since the deck doesn't have any real other way to stop that card. Also, very importantly, it's a Universe 6 card, so we can tutor it off all our Universe 6 effects. That's why we play 3 of these and only 1 Son Gohan. Champa and Vados, we also already talked about. It's the core of the deck. Then we have our 2 Awakened Sisters, Khalifa and Kale. They both have the effect of after battle, when you combo with it, you can choose and evolve it over one of your 1-drop Kales or Khalifas. This is how we project power in the deck, how we actually kill our opponent. When Khalifa comes in play, you can choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards or energy and switch it to rest mode. So this allows for aggressive plays where we switch our opponent's energy to rest mode, or defensive plays where we tap our opponent's battle cards and attack with it. She also has double strike. Kale, on the other hand, has critical, and when you play this card, you can choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, negate that card's skills for the duration of the turn, and return it to your opponent's hand. So we can use it on indestructible cards or cards that normally can't be KO'd to return it to their hand. Also, in combination with Khalifa, we can tap a battle card and then negate it and return it to their hand. Also, another way we actually kill our opponent with a 20k critical. 4 Unbreakable Super Saiyan Son Gokus. These cards are pseudo super combos, so what they do is when you combo with it, you get to draw a card, then you get to draw another card with Hercule. Kefla, the Peak of Perfection. This has Arrival blue-yellow for 1 yellow, and then the effect we actually can't use in this deck. So normally when you combo with it during your opponent's turn, you get to tap one of their energy, but that only works if you have a Universe 6 leader. The other effect that we can use is when you play this card during your turn, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, switch it to rest mode, and negate that battle card skill until the end of your opponent's turn. So basically what we're actually going to use this for, mostly, is for comboing with. You just want more 10Ks to abuse in your deck. Sometimes you'll use the Arrival for an extra battle card to attack with. It's a 1 yellow 20k, so it's pretty easy to put out. And every once in a while, tapping down a blocker with its effect will be useful. 3 Meteoric Energy Kefla. It has Union Patara for 1 yellow. Khalifa and Kale, the energy cost 4 or more. It has Barrier and Aegis. When you activate the Aegis, you can choose up to 3 of your opponent's energy and switch them to rest mode. So, once again, this is a Universe 6 10k, which we need a lot of in the deck. You will use it for an extra attack sometimes, or if you use all your attacks and you still haven't killed them, it's a really good defensive option. Since it has Barrier, it's very hard to get rid of, and it makes your opponent's attacks very awkward, because if they attack you, you get to tap 3 of their energy, essentially. 1 Power of Patara, Vegito, Kefla, and Zamasu. So this is the ultimate you're using in the deck. It has triple strike, and if your opponent has 6 or more energy or 6 or more cards in rest mode, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 3, so it drops for 5. When you play it, choose up to 4 of your opponent's cards, switch them to rest mode, then draw 4 cards. It's basically just an I win button. You have some ways to tap down your opponent's stuff for free with Khalifa. So if they only tap 5 trying to play around the card, you can force them to tap 6. It's also a Universe 6 and a 10k, which, like I said, is very, very good in this deck. You can search it off of your Kaba and your Khalifa, which is kind of crazy. Usually ultimates can't be searched. But yeah, basically your game plan for this deck is turn 1, you want to charge a multicolor energy, and then turn 2, you want to play either your Khalifa or your Kale or your Kaba, trying to get to your Champavados, which will play on turn 3. And then once you have that, it's almost impossible for your opponent to break through. You have so much more combo power than them, and you're drawing cards with all of it. It makes it very, very hard to break. And then we're going to leave mana open for our negates and our Champa the Trickster and Undying Spirits on Gohan. Since you only really play your 1-drops for energy costs, you really are always going to have energy open on your opponent's turn. Because all the things you are actually playing that are big are 0 energy, Kale and Khalifa, or 1 energy, Kefla and Meteoric energy Kefla, or Trapivados. We're pretty much always going to have energy open and to defend ourselves with, and we're going to be able to go on the aggressive with Kales and Khalifas. One thing that really hurts the deck you got to look out for is things that wipe your whole board. Things like Kami and Chain Attack Zeno, they can reset you and hurt you pretty bad. If you're playing against a Pan deck, you're going to probably want to hold your Awakening till after they Zeno or until you absolutely have to. Your Awakening in Hercule draws you 5 cards, which is pretty crazy. You get your either combo draw on the front side or attack on the back side, plus 3 for Awakening, plus you get your combo draw on your Awakened side as well. So it's basically a deck, draws a bunch of cards, puts out a bunch of heavy hitters, and kills your opponent. If anyone has any ideas on how to improve the deck, feel free to let me know in the comments. Everyone go out there, have some fun, play some Super.